Hello and welcome back to Start to Finish Today. Today I'm going to be telling you about my experience with getting my Canon C200 repaired by Canon. So let's set the scene. It's the 8th of December 2021. Bear in mind the 8th of December, so that's just before the Christmas period. I come to sit down at my desk. My camera is on its tripod. The tripod is at the lowest level that it can be. So it's just like all the legs are folded up, but it's like sat as a tripod, and it's on the floor behind my computer chair. Now that wouldn't have been an issue had I been paying attention to what I was doing. So the camera was all set up. It had the handle on the top. The handle on the top is the important part. Now I accidentally just knocked it over, completely my fault, and I'm holding my hands up and admitting it. However, doesn't make it any less painful. So I'll show you some pictures on screen now of the actual damage. So basically what happened was the way it hit the floor, the top handle had ripped the plastic of the housing of the camera off and exposed all the insides. I also mentioned that the HDMI port has never worked previously, which we'll talk about at the end. There's still some things that need to be ironed out. I pretty much straight away was like, right, I'm going to send it off to Canon to get repaired. So that was the 8th. I still sent it UPS. Canon UK confirmed that they received it on the 10th. So that's 2 days. That's not bad. And at that point, I didn't think anything of it. Now, the only real thing that I noticed was that after I put my CPS number, Canon Pro Services or whatever it's called, but membership number in, it didn't transfer through onto the details on the tracking page, which meant I didn't get the benefits of being a CPS member. Now, it's not a massive thing because again, it was the build up to Christmas and you don't pay for CPS. It's free. Just the more Canon gear you own, the more benefits that you get, which isn't too bad. Which I did send them an email about that, and they said that they passed it on to the logistics team, and I don't know if that actually made a difference. Yeah, so that was on the 22nd of December when they added my CPS number to the thing, but it still didn't show on the tracking thing. And then on the 11th of the 1st, I got an email saying it had been allocated to the repair workshop. And then on the 12th, I got an email saying your unit is being repaired by a technician. Bearing in mind, I got emails and texts, basically the same thing. And then I got the estimate for before tax was £893 and 61p, and after tax it was £1,072 and 33p. Now the government taking a fucking piss, and that's when I made my YouTube short and TikTok telling you that you should insure your gear. That is the main takeaway from this: insure your gear. If there's one thing that I want you to know, is insure your gear, whether it's going to be staying in a studio or whether it's going to be going out. Especially if it's going out, get it insured. And I had to say whether I wanted to accept the repair charges and pay it, because it gives you the option whether, if it's in warranty, this isn't because it's from the United Arab Emirates from eBay, or whether you want to say, right, you can do it up to this much, and then so I did it up to, I think it was £500 or £700, and they was like, yeah, it exceeds that by a fucking long shot. I accepted it because, well, I didn't want to get a fucking. And then, so I sent them an email saying that I accept it. And then on the 17th, I got an email saying that they were awaiting spare parts because they had to order it. And then on the 20th, I got an email saying that it is being repaired by a technician. Then I didn't hear anything for a while. And then on Friday, which would have been the 28th, so a week later, I got on saying that I had to pay the money. I was like, no. So then I paid for that. And then on Monday, the 31st, I got an email saying that it was finished and they will dispatch it soon. And then they dispatched it on Monday night, gave me a UPS tracking number, And it was here on Tuesday. I was absolutely amazed by the service that I got from UPS, to be fair. Now, they did send it in a box, a massive box with my box inside of it, which at least it's well protected. I literally just sent it in the camera box, so I'm not surprised it didn't get nicked because it's UPS, but not Hdmi's. Yeah, they sent it out. It's not a massive thing, and it'll be used, recycled, because it's cardboard. So, and they didn't plastic wrap it as well, so even better. So yeah, it literally it went to Watford. Got to Watford about 6:20, and it was here, I think, about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 2:30 in the afternoon in Manchester. So, and the repair centre's in Essex, I think, so, or Wessex, or wherever it is. So, it was quite quick delivery. Now let's go through the invoice. So the labour. So from the notes on the labour, it says cleaned external covers and body parts, replaced faulted damaged external parts, general clean and function check carried out, check and functions. Oh, checked. So they carried out a function check and it passed. So let's go through each item that they've listed. So they started out by labour. Apparently it took them 6.5 hours. Bear in mind, according to the emails, it took them a week. It took them 6.5 hours, charging £86 an hour, mate. If I could be fucking working for fucking £8 an hour, I'd be fucking happy. 6.5 hours at £86 an hour. That was £559, which I hope the technician does get that, because they deserve it. And then they had to do the screws and because obviously the screw snapped. They needed to unscrew them. They did 10 of them, and that was 10p a screw. So that totaled £1. And then they needed to buy 4 more screws. That was 31p each. And then the top cover itself was £15.27. Strange for a bit of plastic, but sure. Then the cushion intake was £1.29. This is all before VAT. I think that's like a thing that goes behind the fan to stop like dust and stuff getting in. And then cover, left, and that was £24.55. One of the side covers. And then because the HDMI port, so what they said in one of the emails is that the HDMI didn't work because there was a disconnect through the PCB. Something. The TCB had gone bad or something, so they had to replace a PCB, and to replace it, it cost £268.02 for a circuit board. Now, it wouldn't be so bad if there wasn't this issue that we'll talk about at the end, which is the whole reason why I'm sat here, just because that's still bugging me. And then the plate for the audio bit was £21.24. And then they needed 10 screws at 20p a screw, which cost £2. So that totaled altogether £893.61. And then in the comments there is replaced main printed circuit board, top cover, left cover, audio, top plate, intake cushion and screws, calibrated to specification, cleared fan and dust assembly, cleaned internally and externally, checked, serviced and tested. So that is why it costs so much, and then obviously 20% VAT totaling £1,072.33p, which is like more than you'd get if you were on minimum wage. So that's fun. So now I've got it back, everything seems fine, apart from one little issue. Now, as I mentioned, that I've never been able to use the HDMI port. Now, when I first tried it, I tried it with this Viltrox monitor, which was about 70 quid from eBay a few years ago. This one worked, however only at 50 frames per second, because I had it at 50 hertz. Now there is a menu that you can change it from P to PSF. I think it's PSF. Changed it to that, then you can do it on 25 frames per second, which is great. However, my Samsung monitor doesn't work with it. Same cable, it's the exact same cable. It's the cable that I used to connect my MacBook to it. It doesn't seem to display. And then I changed it to 60 hertz on the camera, so that'd be like the Americanized standard, and it worked on that. However, I don't want to be shooting at 59 frames a second. I want to be shooting at either 50 or 25, ideally 25. Now, I managed to get it to work at 50 frames per second, but the only time, I suppose though, in theory, I could just use that screen if I was ever doing, for example, like B-roll. However, that screen is going to be staying there. Now, I'll overlay a picture of what I'm trying to do. To the side of me, I have a cheap generic Dell monitor, which I can't currently use at the minute, as it only has a display port and a VGA port on it. So I can't actually connect it because it's HDMI. An SDI, and obviously no, it doesn't have them connections. It's a computer monitor. So what I've done is I've ordered a display port to HDMI adapter and an HDMI cable. They should be here this weekend. So what I want to be able to do is have that as a big thing. It looks like Karen from fucking SpongeBob. I don't know why I remember that. It's just on the C stand, with a Visa thing that goes around a pole. That come today. Hopefully it works with that monitor. I don't understand why it doesn't work with that one. But it's not that there's a cable or there's a fault with the hardware. So I don't know whether it's a fault with the monitor. But like I say, it still works on some outputs. So I don't know. I put a post in like there's like user forums on Facebook and stuff. And one person said about the P to the PSF, which was how I managed to get it to work on this monitor eventually. Yeah, if you know any reasons why it could be just not working with that Samsung monitor, I think it's because it runs at 60 Hz, but you can't override it just on the monitor. You'd have to do it through Windows, but then that would only, or the Mac or whatever, but that only affects that one specific device. It doesn't affect every device. Hopefully it works with this Dell monitor. If not, I'll have to return all the stuff. But that is pretty much it. So I've been Ben with Start to Finish TV. If you did enjoy this video, be sure to leave a like on it. If you want to see more from us, be sure to subscribe. So yeah, I've been Ben with Start to Finish TV. I'll see you in the next one.